You know, these millennials with their opinions and their podcasts, every one of them has podcasts nowadays. Hey, no one cares about your opinion, buddy. Alright? I'm here to tell you. I don't care what you think about love or sex, politics or religion, or how you're socioeconomic, blah, blah, blah. Save it for someone who cares.
But they shit not better than ours.
Yeah. This is another Millennial podcast. I am another Millennial podcast host. I go by the name of Nick Teasy, aka Young Tizzard. Shout out to my boy Wizard, aka LaPod James. I got my co-host with me here.
Ace Boogie, aka AC Montana, aka Ace surprise y'all with all them names, huh? aka Ace Hotel, and she's gonna be making a special appearance today.
Early out the gate.
Oh, me, boy.
Yo, we gotta do these segments back. Cause honestly, I'll be like caught like in space. I'll be like, yo, okay, what we doing?
No, I think it's always you.
All right, I'm used to like Los. I was giving some space, but Los ain't here. But oh yeah, so it's your boy Marizo Grizo, aka Young Shaolin, aka Sneaky Bandit.
Yo, man, I didn't know you were waiting. In my mind, I was hitting the air horns for you to like go, cause I thought it was gonna be the Grizo next, but you was just spaced the fuck out. Hell yeah, man. So how y'all niggas doing, man?
I'm alive. I'm not in jail. I got full use of all of my body parts.
Oh, amen to that.
Oh yeah, I'm good, man. Good. Just coming off the holiday weekend, man. I'm good. Had some good barbecue and shit.
Oh, where it was just Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day, man.
Niggas barbecue. I was just talking to Ace how back in the day before we used to pod together, this nigga used to invite me to Memorial Day barbecues.
Damn.
Now that I think about it, I think we barbecued on like the last 5 Memorial Days or something like that, bro. It's been like a streak unintentionally.
We barbecue every holiday. The summer be lit for barbecues, bro. So you already know it's gonna be lit, bro, all week. But I don't even have a grill. But next time I barbecue, I'm definitely barbecuing on my mama grill. She got a new one. That bitch nice.
Oh, yeah.
That bitch nice. But like I was telling you, that was last minute. You know what I'm saying? I had worked a security job and shit, and I kept pushing back the time I was gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was supposed to be there at 3:00, then end up getting there like 6:00.
Yeah, I hear you. I just remember a time when we used to plan those barbecues together last minute. You know, you just got to check in with your friends, man. I see how other podcasts go down. They think they friendship good. You know what I mean? I remember them pods you said like 3 in a row, man. I'm learning new things about you every week about our friendship, Teasy.
Did you hit me up though, Teasy? What's up?
I didn't barbecue. Because who I usually barbecue with. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. And to be honest, I also thought about Cardo. I was like, man, this nigga usually barbecue too, man. Now him I should have hit. Cause
he was working though. He wasn't even there either. Cause I went over to cousin house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then actually I went to my girl family house and I put them on to the saline hot dogs. Her father texted like 2 days. He's like, what's the name of them hot dogs again?
Saline hot dogs?
Yeah, saline.
They sell those in Atlanta?
Only at Publix. And they give you like a 6-pack, 7-pack.
What is that?
Shit, just a brand of hot dogs that's really from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. Shout out to my aunt. She actually goes super hard over salines.
Yeah, nigga, you
Saline
from Buffalo.
like SALINE?
SAHLEN.
Oh.
It might be an extra N in there.
Huh? Might be another one. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's an interesting name, but
it is. 'Cause I was like,
the mascot on there is like a pig, right?
Shit, I'll be ignoring the mascot.
I feel like it kind of looked like
I just know it's
Porky the
like
Pig, but
orange and
skinnier.
yellow for some reason.
I might be lying though. But yeah, my aunt swears by those Jones.
No, it's salines. So it's SAHLEN.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Apostrophe S, so salines.
What does it taste like? Is it like chicken?
So that's hard for me to say because that was the only hot dog I ate my entire life until I left Buffalo.
Okay.
So then I taste these other hot dogs and I was like, this not a hot dog. And then when I put other people onto it, they be like, oh, this is a good hot dog. So it's like you fry that bitch, you put some onions with that motherfucker. That's a solid ass hot dog.
This definitely is not an ad, but shout out to Salines.
Yeah, we just gotta rep the city. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? For real, I guess that's more of a Buffalo thing. So yeah, big shout out to them. So you was out here barbecue hopping?
Yeah, because you know I'm meeting family and shit. I met my girl other sister who live in Charlotte and shit. Daryl was here Friday too. He was here. You was there. Yeah, we was hanging out Friday and shit. So yeah, just making the rounds and shit.
So
having a little business meeting over at Cuz house, helping them put together their little food trailer and shit.
We're gonna come back to that. I don't know if they want to speak on that on the pod, but I definitely got questions about that.
Yeah, they still.
I'm very interested.
Yeah.
So at either of y'all barbecues, I'm guessing it was, if not exclusively black, vast majority black. Was it anybody in the crowd with bonnets on? I told y'all I'm working on the AKA Segway Son. Y'all gonna start calling me that soon. Big homie, young Segway Son.
All naturals, no bonnets,
no bonnets
lace fronts, no none of that.
Bro, it was only 4 of us there, bro. I had on a hat like this, and my sister had on a hat like this.
Okay. So I think people generally know where to wear bonnets in. That's the point I think I'm trying to get to. So we had news that a recent what do you want to call it? Outspeaking from Monique. She wanted to give a PSA to young ladies about wearing bonnets. I'm not gonna play it, but the gist of it was, and she was very
Respectful.
she was respectful. That's the right word. She was very respectful, and her tone was very friendly, and she spoke like an auntie as she addressed herself in the beginning of the video, and gave her a little promo to her comedy clubs in there. See what you're doing. And then went viral, so I see what you're doing. And then, just decided to tell women or young girls about themselves and how they need to just carry themselves better in public areas. And I thought it was a very nice sentiment, for real.
But
niggas don't respect the airport like that. You know what I mean? And I think, honestly, for real, like, all jokes aside, I think it was an age gap. Like, I think I'm glad I didn't call her a bitch. I think that she just think about the airport in the old time where it was really a respectable place and people really dressed to the nines and really tried to look nice because it was like a big thing to travel. Like, to people now, it's really not that big a deal. It's like, yo, I'm trying to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and more than anything, I know what she was trying to do. What she was really trying to do was promo her comedy show, I think. That's what she was really, really trying to do. But, behind the facade of the promo, I think she was also just trying to tell girls, as she said, carry yourself with more respect when you out in public. Which I think is, I want to say is noble, but just knowing what that is not, I can't give her that. It was a nice speech. It was a nice speech, but that shit was totally uncalled for, and we didn't need it. She didn't really need to talk about that at all.
Oh, I was about you go. I thought you had some shit to get off, and I was gonna bring it back. My shit light.
I do got some shit.
So you want me to go?
Go ahead.
All right. So I got a confession to make about bonnets though, cause so with the airport shit, I realized only recently that people look at the airport. It's like bedtime type shit. Like, I'm coming to be comfortable. I'm on my flight. I'm probably gonna take a nap. I'm not trying to wear my best shit. I'm not trying to get my outfit wrinkled. I'm not trying to fuck up my hair on these fucking uncomfortable ass seats. Like, motherfuckers come to the airport to be comfortable and to rest.
I'm not getting dressed to go to the airport.
I'm not getting dressed. I've never put on jeans to go to the airport.
What are we talking about?
I never put on shoes to go to the airport.
What are we talking about? Unless it's a very, very comfortable pair, boy. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
And then I got a confession with the bonnet shit. I don't be having a problem with the bonnets and shit. But I really realized, I'm like, man, why don't I got a problem with the bonnets? And there's just some nigga shit. But I was like, I always think girls who like wear bonnets out in public like get good head. Cause I be like, yo, you don't give a fuck what people think. You type of person that just let go and don't give a fuck about people's opinions. You probably just like nasty. You just probably just crazy with it.
And you know what? I mean, that tracks for me. I'm thinking about the people that I'm seeing a lot of similarities in those characteristics.
You don't give a fuck, so you gonna go all out. You ain't trying to be classy or pretentious. None of that shit. You ain't gonna hold back. You like, I don't give a fuck what people think. I'm just about to be me. And those tend to be the best people, man. Trying to tell you. So I'll be a little judgy when I see. I'm like, nah.
Why don't people feel the same about do-rags? Or do people feel the same about do-rags?
I gotta ask the ladies. I don't know.
All right, so let me see. That might be easier to answer first. Then I'm gonna come back to that. I definitely feel like it's a similar sentiment, but I also feel like it's not as it's not as popular. Like usually people who rock the do-rags and shit, the do-rag don't be the sloppy part about them. You know what I'm saying? It be dingy ass drawers, holy ass shirts, sagging ass pants. You know what I'm saying? So that be the part that fuck people up. But I've seen, nice track suits. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of Jaheim back in the day, how he used to wear the do-rag with the bandana around it, making a cool little fashion statement or whatever like that. Nothing too much, you know what I mean? But I do feel like...
I think it's because people are just harsher on women.
Yeah.
That's all I think it really is.
Yeah, definitely.
I think white people probably care, old people probably care about do-rags, but to see a woman doing something like that, I think, which is equivalent, they just give it a harsher punishment.
I don't know for sure, but because I don't know a lot of white people, but I don't think white people give a fuck about this.
They don't pay no fucking attention.
They don't give a fuck about the do-rags, bro.
Nah, I think on a general, like, we all out in social, community together. Yeah, they got opinions, and they think that.
I think that their opinion wouldn't be affected. I mean, they would still have the same opinion whether or not that person had a bonnet on their head.
I think that isn't true. I think that shapes the way they look at us. Now, I would honestly say, who cares? You know what I mean? I think, and I told you this off mic, like, yo, dog, I will even concede, I think it is a quote-unquote ghetto thing, and I think quote-unquote ghetto people do it, but fuck it, I'm ghetto, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, that's okay. That doesn't make me a bad person, dog. It just, this is how I feel like coming out. And again, I know when and when not to wear it. You know what I'm saying? At a real social gathering, I would get dressed, and I won't wear it. But I'm coming here to chill. I'm coming here to be comfortable. Get off my nuts.
This is a horrible kind of example because fuck R. Kelly. But I remember back when he was in his little mass singer shit, where he'll wear the little do-rag and then the fedora hat and the little mask and shit, like on some Phantom of the Opera shit, with a suit on. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think it's a matter of class. And again, do-rags definitely are used to have protective styles, to help with protective styles and stuff like that. I mean, do-rags, bonnets, whatever, you know what I'm saying? All of that shit is for protective styles and shit. So you don't know what the fuck that queen got up under her head, what she trying to do, you know what I'm saying? She might be en route to something and don't have time to slow down, you know what I'm saying, and just be ready on go all the time. And why should she have to appease who? But here come a hotel ace. Every picture that I have ever seen of African royalty has had head garments on, just to be general. Now, the shape and size of it is going to change with your economic status, your role in your society, you know what I'm saying, and
to your age,
the times, your culture, where are you from, you know what I'm saying, what type of hat. It's these motherfucking Asian, East Asian and Indian people, they wear whole fucking turbans, but we ain't sitting up here calling them ghetto for having shit on their head. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we come down so hard on black women? And why do we use black people to do that? I feel like, now, if she was just promoting her shit, and this was a little sidebar conversation, all right, you know what I mean? Speak your mind, auntie. But, and again, I do have to acknowledge the fact that she was so very respectful with it. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely, this video definitely gave me the vibe of, all right, I hear you, I listen to you to one of them older aunties, but you're not really going to listen. You still finna go outside and smoke. You still finna go outside and do whatever it is she telling you not to do. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm sorry.
Just one last point. I just feel like, with her recently being attacked and her standing up for herself, I just feel like she shouldn't have put herself in this position to get backlash. Like, you just getting back out here. Other celebrities are just, you know, kind of acknowledging how they didn't have your back around certain situations. And, you know, you just kind of getting another platform again. And you utilize it for this to tear other black women down. Like, that's not okay with me, Auntie. Do better. That's it.
I'm trying to think if I want to play devil's advocate or
Run the shit, bro.
Run it.
play a different point.
Run that shit.
While I do think it was all just a complete ploy to promo, you know, she trying to tell people she out. Even like besides that one show, she out and she on the road doing shows post pandemic. I think that says a lot.
Oh, you thinking this promo to say, hey, I'm out here traveling, doing shit? And I
And
see y'all?
like in the beginning of that video, I skipped over it when I played it for you, but she literally said the shows and like she went on for a good 20 seconds. No bullshit, like 20, 30 seconds. Like it was really explaining where she is, how many shows she doing. She said, I think I got a show at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and one
everything.
more.
Context
and-
matters,
you know what I
man.
mean? Like she went into some detail in the beginning of the video and then made like 4 or 5 minutes and made sure that it was scathing, respectfully scathing.
Yeah.
And again, I told Ace, like, I really was looking at the production of it. Did she one take the shit? Like, and she spoke slowly and clearly, made sure she gave you plenty of sound bites. And
She wasn't the ghetto, you know what I'm saying, Monique that they try to put out here about her. She wasn't Precious Mama, I'm going to say that.
Right.
And
She
that
was
was
an aggressive auntie. She was concerned auntie.
Yeah.
And so, again, that wasn't my devil's advocate yet. That was all just straight facts.
Right,
Do her
right,
respect on that. Devil's advocate. How we're treated in society is directly kind of related to how people figure you care about yourself. You know, you carry yourself better, people will respect you. You out in public in a place where you're actually going to be seeing people from all over the world. Maybe care about how you dress.
Bro.
Maybe make more of an effort to be what society deems, you know,
My nigga.
outside wear.
It's pictures of us hanging in suits.
Okay. I mean, that may be true, but I don't get the point.
And I think it's a difference if I'm doing this for a specific reason versus I'm doing it just to be lazy. Like, again, with black people's hair, and like you said, I don't know how long your flight is. I don't know where you're going. You might have a legit reason, like, yo, I don't want my hair rubbing up against the seat or against this person, or the humidity or whatever in the cabinet might fuck with my shit. Like, you might have an actual reason that is not relevant to white people or other races, period, because we are different. We have different hair textures. We have different styles and things that we care about from a fashion standpoint. So I might actually have a reason. Sometimes I think, like, yo, I should put my do-rag on to keep my waves moist in this bitch.
Okay.
It's real cold in here. Get
Beyond
dry.
the reason, again, I have to, let me say this slow. We were killed, and there are photographs of us lynched in suits, which means society don't give a flying fuck how we dress, bro. If they want to kill us, they will kill us. If they want to think negatively of us in order to perpetuate something to make them kill us, then that's what they'll do.
Now, your point is well taken. Do you hear my point that if you present yourself better looking, better presentable, whatever the fuck,
Who defines better?
society?
Nah.
It does.
Society-
That's not an
society
opinion.
is composed of individuals, though. So it's so many individuals. It's gonna be individuals like me who is gonna deem this acceptable, and I'm a part of society. So mines don't matter because more of y'all feel the same way. No.
Of course, yours. No one's saying yours don't matter. I'm saying theirs also matters, and the
lives
way that they
matter.
treat you, therefore, after that, may be influenced by the way that they perceive you because of the way that you're presenting yourself to them. Is that your responsibility? No, but is this something to be mindful of? I think that's something to think about. And
At the
again,
same
in a
time,
bigger
people-
scope of
people
how
shouldn't get less than respect. You got to treat people the way that you want to be treated, and hopefully you get that same energy back.
still playing devil's advocate, but this is something I really kind of do feel. Like I respect everyone on a base level, But when I see people who I feel like don't respect themselves, I'm less inclined to respect them. And I have a motto to try to treat everyone with respect. If everyone doesn't feel that way, like, yo, if you don't respect yourself, I can absolutely see a person saying, if I can see that you don't respect yourself, I'm going to treat you with less respect. And I can't say that, I'm going to say you shouldn't do that, but I'm not going to fault you for it.
But that's where we go back to the projecting thing, because you assume because they wear a bonnet that they don't respect themselves.
It's not a...
And I'm not saying you specifically, but we were talking about it in general because that was her point. Have some respect for yourself. What does me wearing or not wearing has to do with respect? And unrelated but kind of related thing was like growing up for me, I was like, I would call my mom by her first name. And people were like, oh, that's so disrespectful. And it took for me and my mom to say to y'all, like, this is our relationship. What y'all think about how we talk to each other don't fucking matter to how, it doesn't concern you. This is how we talk to each other. So my mom didn't feel disrespected. I wasn't saying it with the intent of disrespect. So where the fuck is this disrespect part coming from? That's your problem and your perception. But we both gonna tell you like, nah, that's not what it is.
Right.
Not just using a different but. So don't think I disrespect myself because I wanted to wear a fucking bonnet. I don't think that when people wear them. I just think you're lazy. Or you probably got something to do.
Now, I will say this on a lighter note. Them extra large ass bonnets, them shit scared the shit out of me, bro. I see chick walking around with that shit, especially like if she don't like got nothing filling that shit up. She just got a big ass bonnet on.
Like an extra purse.
It's a little weird. But
so what if you can see the bonnet part? Because she also said slippers, people in there in blankets, and she said one other thing: slippers, blankets, and pajamas. Is that appropriate? Is that a good lending to the? If you are just in here and like this ain't your bedroom. If you in here like it's your bedroom, how am I? And you realize we at the airport or any public place, how am I supposed to treat you?
Until the government is giving everybody a set amount of motherfucking money to all buy the same shit, and we all have to wear this to be acceptable in the airport and this to be acceptable. Like if we had uniforms for every place that we visited, you know what I'm saying? Until we cross that motherfucking bridge, what the fuck I wear don't got shit to do with you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm guilty of judging people, but it take more than just that. Like when I was younger, because I don't know if people still do this today, but like if you had the bonnet on, and then I could see like you had rollers, and then you like just got your nails done, so you got like the little foam and shit between your toes and all that type of shit. Like if you just like all around is not put together, in my mind I'd be like, yo, you couldn't just wait at home for a couple hours for your nails to dry and for your shit to get right before you came here. Like you got everything about you was a little off. You couldn't just wait a couple hours to get to where you trying to get.
They couldn't.
I see you in the process. You like a potato bacon. I see you trying to get done. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait a couple hours. You're gonna be there and you're gonna be looking beautiful. Then that's when your ass come outside. You could have fucking waited, man.
Stay.
So for me, it's like it wants to add up piece on piece. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Okay, so again, I was just playing devil's advocate. Obviously, for the most part, I agree. I mean, your points be going in different directions than I be expecting, Ace. But I mean, they be valid, you know. Just not the points I be trying to make. But just respect everybody on the base level, man.
In general, period.
But I do one thing I will say, and this is not playing devil's advocate. We do gotta address the fact that we are different. Our hair texture is different. Our skin is different. Like we really just have to. Our hygiene is different, honestly, from I think the majority of the country, and so maybe we need a better like PR campaign or something. But like people just don't seem to understand. People seem to just look at the way that our culture is for some reason perpetuating like poverty, honestly.
They demonize everything that we do.
And maybe it's... I'm not going to finish that sentence.
But they don't understand. In 2021, you still got white people asking black women if they can touch their hair. I like your hair. I've never seen anything like that or a style like that. Can I touch it? Like, they don't understand.
I don't think that's so wrong.
To ask if they can touch your hair?
Yeah. You know what? I got a story. I was doing Lyft one time, and I was driving around white people. It was actually during pandemic time, too. And this one woman, this white bitch, as she got out, she like touched my hair. And I was so angry. Like Cause I didn't like the way she did it. Cause she did it as she was getting out. Like she knew I wouldn't like that shit. And I was like, yo, if you really would have asked, I would have let you. Even in pandemic time, I would have let her. He's okay. Cause I know you're just curious.
Oh, so this happened the last year. Damn. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, bro, why would you do that to me, bro? Why would you do that to me, bro? And they friends was in there fucking drunk and shit.
And look at that emotion.
Asking me to play Uzi and shit. White people, I hate
bro.
it.
Look at that emotion that it evoked in you in 2020, bro.
I know, but that's just me being emotional on a like rational level. She really was just curious, and she was a dickhead about it, but she was really just curious.
It's an opportunity to educate them because I like naturally got waves more so when I was a little bit younger than now. But white people, when they would see my hair naturally wavy, like I'll be at a meeting, I'll be the only black person there. They'd be glancing like, oh my, you got wave, like how you get your waves? And I'm like, nah, my hair naturally it's naturally like that. And then they would ask if they could touch it. Now the white women, I let them touch it. I ain't letting no white man touch my shit. But the white men, they take their little fingers and run through my waves, and we talk about hair texture and shit. Because they think, oh, all your hair just like coarse or like it's not. Black people got different textures and grades of hair too, motherfucker.
What if I'm just throwing this out? I don't know if I believe this. I'm just asking a question. What if black people just have a thing about personal space more than the rest of the country? And so while we think it's normal to give a nigga personal space, I think that white people are that chummy with each other that they will just touch each other.
It's culture.
All over the place. Not only their hair, face, like chest. You know how white boys get like with the penis shit and butt. Like I think white people just be touching each other and they feel it's more normal. To them it's normal. And to us it's just like obviously that's a violation of personal space.
I mean, we obviously are warranted that because the last time we let y'all in our personal space, y'all beat the fuck out of us.
All I'm saying is it's maybe not racism. It may be just
true
naivety.
You brought it up being white, but at the same time, like again, I love the fact that almost every situation we have to address post-traumatic stress because that shit is fucking real, bro.
I think you make us address that in every situation.
I think that is very important, and you as a psychology major should, you know what I'm saying, feel that, well, I ain't gonna say what you should or shouldn't do, but you know
I appreciate
that. It's just like it's so pervasive.
It's in our genes.
It's so pervasive, bro.
I'm gonna say that every time you do it. That's the only part. Of course, as a psychology major, I get it. Like, dog, PTSD is very real, but you're not gonna tell me about PTSD handed down. If I didn't personally get PTSD, I can't get it from my great grandfather.
Bro, you can though. You probably just don't recognize it as that, or you probably have a different coping mechanism and have adjusted to, you know what I'm saying, break that chain or whatever the case may be. Like, again, everybody don't handle shit the same way. You know what I mean? And
I understand.
Like how we was just talking about, if you see if a lot of people in your family are winning, are successful, you know, you more inclined to feel like you can win too. But some niggas who aren't in a winning position, they aren't winning because that's what the fuck they done been around. Nobody in their family winning. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit. Like, we cannot neglect the fact that post-traumatic stress disorder is real and pervasive like that.
But again, so explain to me, because I really want everybody to be able to hear it. I think you and I have had this conversation a million times, but I want to have it on the pod.
Yeah. My
great-great-grandfather was enslaved, beaten, seen all type of traumatic shit from his peers. He had unfathomable amounts of PTSD, deservedly so. Mm-hmm. Seen real horrors. How do I have PTSD now? How am I affected by that through PTSD?
Your grandpa was whooping your mama or daddy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's just say yeah. Let's say yeah.
Yeah?
Probably.
And you have chosen not to whoop your child?
Oh, you talking about me personally? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought this was still the imaginary. Go back to the question now. I'm sorry. I got to think about it for me.
If your grandfather, right, was abused or all this stuff, he was enslaved or whatever the case may be, and he's seen all this terrible shit, right? so he didn't beat on your parents to try to in fear of them behaving properly, trying to force them to behave a certain way that was acceptable to society.
Okay, gotcha.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then passed on to you. You probably got less whoopings, right? Your mom probably was like, you know what? I'm gonna just let him be a man, blah, blah, blah. You know, she took a different approach. You know what I'm saying? But his trauma affected you because now you're at a point like, I won't even hit my child, bro. And if anybody hits you, we're going to have a fucking problem.
Right, but that's not genetic at all. That is completely social. That is your environment. Because just as easily, anybody could have stopped it. You know what I mean? It's not something that had to happen. It's like anybody could have had the wherewithal, like, I didn't like when this was done to me. I'm not going to do it to my kid. The slave in the first place could have had that thought, honestly. And that's, like, I'm not blaming him. I'm not a fucking slave. I don't know what the fuck he went through, what his mind was like, but that's not genetics, man. That's not PTSD getting passed down. That's niggas doing fucked up shit because bad parenting was probably passed down or anything but genetics.
Like, all of that shit, like genetics says that you are inclined to maybe handle stuff like this, or it affects more shit than just physical shit. You know what I'm saying? So it affects the way that you think, the way you build secure and insecure connections with people. You know what I'm saying? So that is still affected. And even with bad parenting, that again, you may be building, okay, for instance, secure and insecure connections. That's genetics. Because your parents, the way that your parents, yes, it's social how they raised you and how they parented you, but that's also genetics how you was receptive of that. And if you are able to establish those secure and insecure connections with or without them, that's genetics. Nah. I'm not a geneticist either, though, so I can't sit up here and be like, oh, this particular gene means this, and you know what I'm saying? But I've seen articles and shit, like, not enough to just go and speak with such aggressiveness or belief behind the shit. But
I think it's no different than Monique passing down bad information about the Bonnets and instead encouraging other people to respect us rather than telling us to subscribe to their Eurocentric views of what is acceptable. And that's the same fucking thing with the parenting, dog. Like, instead of telling people, like, beating people and keep passing on the wrong ideas, be fucking better. Be fucking better. That's not genetic, nigga. That's fucking maturity. That's fucking awareness. It's maturity. Like, be fucking better. That's all you could do is be fucking better, man. Like, just think about it. And that's the part that I'm respectful to people who have gone through things that I haven't gone through. But I think we all on a base level should understand. I didn't like when that happened to me. I'm not going to do it to someone else. That part is hard for me to give people passes on that. And that seems to be a common struggle for people. I don't know, but I think
that happens
that's not
because
cool, man. I just can't give passes on that.
I can't respect if that's the logic about respect. Like, I can't respect you if I don't. How you just said that? Because it almost came off to me as if I can't respect you. I don't know how that feels, so I can't respect it.
What I was saying is, if someone did something to me that I didn't like, why would I do it to someone else? I can't respect you. That's difficult for me to give a pass on. Right. Like, you, my mom, you beat the fuck out of me, and so I think, in turn, I should beat the fuck out of my kid. What am I accomplishing here? I hated that shit. That made me hate my mom. Now I do that? And why isn't it, it's difficult for me to give a pass on understanding I shouldn't do that. I hate this person because they did that to me. I shouldn't do that.
But
That's the only logical conclusion.
not really.
Not really.
Not really. Because it's I've seen this example too, right? There was an alcoholic father, and he beat the parents and shit. He beat the mom up till the mom was dead, and he had 2 sons. Now, one of his sons turned out to be an alcoholic just like him and did the same shit just like him. The other one was completely the opposite and wasn't okay with that. And I guess, I don't know, let's just make up some shit. He defended against that shit. You know, either way, the story says that he was like the complete opposite. Both of them had the same experiences growing up. Both of them
And the reason
went
for
through the
becoming
same.
who they became was the same reason. The one said, well, why did I... Well, they asked, why did you become an alcoholic? He said, because of my father. And the one says, well, you didn't become an alcoholic, and why? Because of my father. That's why I say it's really not a logical thing. It really is a processing thing. Everyone really processes differently. Like, you really got to really understand and accept that part where, like, we 7 billion people strong in the world, and we always think, like, yo, what I see, you see. Nah.
Right.
Nah, bro. It really don't be like that. And it's crazy that it's not, but that's what I say. I don't really be believing in logic or like that. So where everybody, like, there's a step-by-step process that everybody can follow. Because we still all see shit differently, even when we on the same path.
Can you guys help me to understand how brother A, who became an alcoholic because of his father, what was his... I'm going to assume he didn't consciously realize it was happening.
So no, even logically, brother who became an alcoholic could say, you know what, I was looking for guidance in the world and how to cope with things and how to navigate the world. My only lesson on how to navigate and cope came from my father, and that's how he navigated and coped. So yeah, maybe I could have chose something else, but I wasn't even aware of my other choices because that was all I saw and that I knew. So that's what I did. The other brother would say, well, that's all I saw. Huh? You know, I can hear myself in my headphones and my level is high as hell.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I was testing it earlier. But then brother B would be like, you know, that is
brother B. His shit makes
his
perfect
makes sense.
sense.
Yeah, so brother A would be that's all I saw. Like I wasn't even made aware of my other options. So as I went through life and I struggled, I reverted to what I saw versus what was I couldn't see.
Gotcha. And then that's where genetics get into it. You're more prone to addiction.
You're more prone to it. Your vision, it makes sense to you dopamine wise. It makes sense to you emotionally. It makes sense to your perception because you know what? I actually am more like my father than my brother. Yeah, we both have the same mother and father, but my brother probably more like my mother. Might be more like my grandfather. Fuck my father. I might be more like my father, so we really process and internalize the same.
Heard y'all. And I definitely want to speak from a holier than thou perspective. I'm sure there are several things that I do that are bad that I got from my mom, dad, and both grandparents, or all 4 grandparents. So I understand, but if you knowingly like, yo, I really hated that, and I'm gonna do it.
The craziest
that's the part that don't make sense.
You realize that shit more, like, because I know you said you didn't grow up in the house with like other siblings. When you grew up around other young motherfuckers that's your age, and we are literally getting the same speeches, the same conversation. We live in the same neighborhoods. We go to the same schools. We have the same all that shit. We eat the same fucking diet, and these motherfuckers don't get it or don't see how you see it. You be like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? How am I so different? How don't you niggas see what I see? Not even good or bad. How don't y'all see what I see? And I did, yeah, you know me. I do experiments with my brother. I said, yo, we all gonna sit here and watch this. We gonna watch this movie or some shit. But I promise by the end of this movie, all 3 of us are gonna pick up on different things in this movie, and we all have watched the same thing, but we're all gonna process it very differently.
Yeah.
And then you'd had that conversation when you'd be like, yo, this shit don't even make no damn sense.
Yeah.
Shit just be processing, bro. That's where I found out, like I said, about my father. And we had this conversation about would I be better off if I did or didn't know, but that was another conversation. But I realized without even growing up with my father, what I've come to find out from my step siblings and people who know my father is that I am more like my father. And I never grew up with the motherfucker. My mother used to say little shit like, yo, you like your father. You laugh like your father. You think and process like your father. But I don't know. And even when I grew up, me and my mom used to butt heads because I used to be like, yo, you didn't make me and I'm not like you exactly. Like we just 2 different people. We similar but very different. You don't make me the differences. Like I don't know where the differences come from, but they ain't from you. And then I start talking to this motherfucker, and it's like talking to myself.
Right.
It's like I couldn't even escape it, and I don't even know the motherfucker.
Right.
Do you think the same things that trouble him trouble you?
So I want to ask him now. That's where I got questions now that I do have the access. And when I had that conversation with you and Dev,
Might prove your point, Ace.
yeah, I do. I want to ask him some questions, especially like relationship-based questions, and just like I want to ask him some questions. I got some lined up. I plan on calling him like the next week or two and finding out.
Now, with that being said, that actually would be interesting then. Like, to your point, the things that his dad maybe, let's just say some extreme cases, had PTSD over.
Mm-hmm.
Green also, maybe to a lesser degree, struggles with those things. And some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know this nigga. He ain't even, he didn't pass that on to me, but I still got that. That's a hell of a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, because they say he could be like real distant and detached. And they told me a story like about his wife, like her mom died, and she was just torn up about it. Her mom had just died, and then he just came around. He's like, all right, so like, what you gonna do about it though? Like, you know, life goes on, and so what's the plan? Like, what we about to do? Like, and she like, nigga, my mom just died. Like, she just want to be like emotionally comforted and shit. But that reaction that he had when I heard that, my stepbrother was like, yeah, that shit weird. It's crazy. I'm like, that kind of makes sense. It makes sense. I kind of did that when my grandmother died. My mom called me. She's like, your grandmother died. I said, all right. She said, did you hear me? I just said your grandmother died. And my grandmother died in the next room over from my bedroom. I was around the corner of my friend's house. She said, your grandmother died. I said, yeah, no, I heard you. I'm going to be around there in a minute. I put the phone down, and I went back to sleep on my friend's couch. He heard my mom crying through the phone. He was like, yo, everything all right? Your mom crying? I was like, yeah, my grandmother died. And my mom was like, yo, I thought you would have had a bigger reaction than that because you grew up with your grandmother. And I said, yeah, no, I really did love my grandmother. But I already imagined, like, the whole scenario. Mm-hmm. So when it really came to fruition, it wasn't new or shocking to me. I had already prepared a plan on, like, well, how am I going to cope and how am I going to move on with my life?
Right.
So when my father said that to his wife, at that time, I think the mom had already been sick and shit. So he had already contemplated and processed it. But she did. So that's where I'd be like, you know what? Me and this motherfucker are actually pretty similar. I get it. The other people don't get it. I get it. I be forgetting we recording and shit. This is real life stories and shit. But
nah, I was thinking about how deep I want to get on this bitch right now, dog. Cause it's a family member, man. I'm preparing for him to die. It's gonna hurt me to my core, boy. But I'm waiting for that call.
Mentally prepared.
Yo, I be. If I'm gonna keep it 100, that makes me not want to talk to my dad. Yeah. I really be thinking about that, like, cause every time he call me, I be thinking it's bad news, and I don't never want to answer. I never want to answer. And the last time he called me, he's talking about, yo, man, I got some bad news. My heart fucking dropped. I was on some whole other shit, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to talk to him about that because I know he take it personal. But it's just, man, I'm preparing for it.
It's some people, though, where, like, I've come to, in my preparations, like, I can prepare for it in that I won't be as devastated as people think I would be or should be. But I know I'm still gonna be really fucked up over it. You see what I'm saying? So it's a couple people where like it's life. We getting around that time where anything can happen. So I'll just be like, I think about it. I do. But
real talk. The older I get, the more I kind of feel like, more aware that somebody may or may not be about to go, right? I'm sorry. Really in tune with that side. And I also feel like the older I get, the more I have the responsibility to prep myself mentally for shit like that to happen. Like, I hate that I have this thought of when my mom is going to pass, but I have to get in that space, one, because it's going to happen. Two, I need to be prepared to live without her. And then three, motherfuckers who I interact with often, they don't have their mom anymore. Mm-hmm. And so for me to try to understand and respect the way that they move, I kind of have to get into that mind space. But I know that shit's gonna hurt me, probably gonna break me down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll probably just go lock up for a week. I don't know how I'm gonna react.
Yep.
But at the same time, that's why I was just saying, like, as I get older, I feel more of a responsibility to not go so deep into those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows I would want to, though.
Right.
You know the thing about death, I think it really makes people feel alone. You know what I mean? Like especially when you lose a loved one, because you only get so many people that like you grew up with, or that really raised you, or that really helped mold you in a significant way in your youth and shit like that. So it's like when they die, it's like all the people who made me who I am are kind of like I'm losing them. You know what I mean? Like all my ties, all my roots, and I think it just makes people feel again
disconnected.
Ooh,
That is a good word, because then I was about to say you gotta be anchored in something else.
always got to be anchored.
Yeah, because when I look at, like you said, that transition, and I was having this conversation with Dev though, but like, cause like he's so young and he judged like his parents are older people, and you know I always try to make him aware of the fact that when you transition into that role, cause you're gonna become that person that you're criticizing, keep that same energy. All those expectations you got for them, looking from the bottom up, when you up there, have those same expectations for yourself, and then deliver to the younger people after you. So like how we talk about, you know, my mom, yeah, one day she's gonna, but I look at my mom and say, well, she dealt with her mother passing. So like you said, I have to then transition into that role and deal with it too. Like I can't let it like just defeat me or like make me retreat from society or be that devastated, because she wasn't. So I got to transition into basically being her. So that's the whole idea of being a role model. Like I watched you do it and you survived it, so now I got to too. Keep that same fucking energy.
Shit. Some deep shit right here, y'all.
All right.
All right. On
Y'all want
to
to talk about some
NBA
current
news.
events? Shout out to us, nigga.
Got real tight.
All right, so let me pull up my notebook. So let me get into some shit. Naomi Osaka, she was in the news recently. Let me pull up the first news, the one that we forgot to report on. So last week, Naomi Osaka, or about a week before, it was announced that Naomi Osaka earned a record $55.2 million in total earnings in the last 12 months, more than any female athlete in history.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Big old facts. It looks like $5.2 million from prize money and an estimated $50 million off the court in the last 12 months. Osaka lands at 15 in Sportico's ranking of the world's 100 highest paid athletes.
Damn.
It is interesting that they didn't say her rank. I would be interested to know.
Her
Didn't
tennis
say
rank?
15.
No, that was her.
Income
Yeah,
rank.
that was her income rank as far as
Oh.
100 highest paid athletes. I guess she's the highest paid woman in history, though. So first of all, shout out to her. Like,
Shout out. Big
that's
shout
incredibly dope.
Woo.
That is incredibly dope. And so she was in the news after that for saying that she was not going to do any interviews for the upcoming U.S. Open in Paris. Or I'm sorry, French Open in Paris. And she had a long, speech. It was actually really well written. I thought it was very respectful. She cited mental health. It was Mental Health Awareness Month in May. She said that oftentimes for players it's very difficult to do interviews right after a game. And so in order to, honor her mental health or respect her mental health, protect her peace, she would not do interviews. And she said she recognized that she would be fined. She would like there to be a further conversation about mental health in athletes. And she would hope that the considerable fine that she is going to receive will be used toward mental health. I remember that one specifically because I thought that was a dope line. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm recognizing I'm going to get fined for this. I accept it, and
Right.
I hope y'all do something good with it. And I thought that was a light flex because, just a week before she was announced to be the highest female athlete in history. So take that.
She hit that Marshawn Lynch.
Mm-hmm. So, I think that's an incredibly dope move. Incredibly dope move. And apparently she was met with backlash. I actually didn't see the backlash, so I don't really know what was said, but
Right, backlash from fans, the tennis world, or who? Because I saw a lot of
Great
athletes
question.
come out in support of her. A lot of the top tennis players, even on the male side, came out in support of what she was saying. They really sympathized with her message.
I always ask, who is really the backlash coming from? Because I'm glad that you asked that, because I always ask, who is it really? Is it the internet? Is it the media? Is it the streets? Is it the industry? I mean, like, who the fuck is it?
I bet it's the media or the industry. But
Is it a bunch of bots? Like, is it real? Who's the backlash? Because I don't always see it, so I don't even know. And this time, I really think it was just journalists, bro.
Mhm.
And I think the media is really like a strong fucking pack. However many of them niggas it is, like, if they want to be against you, they gonna be against you. And
They could definitely turn some shit.
yeah, they swift with the pen. So
And of course, they're gonna try to defend their position because, like, when she's talking about mental health, her issue is with the questioning from who? The media. So y'all the
Indeed.
problem.
Right.
So we need to fix y'all.
And I think that's probably why I think they felt attacked, and so they probably attacked her back over the next couple
Ooh,
days.
and I sent you that Venus Williams clip.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play it actually.
Yeah, play that.
So, she decided to release another statement. I think this was yesterday. Today is Wednesday, so I think it was on Tuesday. So I'm going to read the entire clip because I thought it was another just back-to-back dope press shit. Hey, everyone. This isn't a situation I ever imagined or intended when I posted a few days ago. I think now the best thing for the tournament, the other players, and my well-being is that I withdraw so that everyone can get back to focusing on the tennis going on in Paris. I never wanted to be a distraction, and I accept that my timing was not ideal and my message could have been clearer. More importantly, I would never trivialize mental health or use the term lightly. The truth is that I have suffered long bouts of depression since the U.S. Open in 2018, and I have had a really hard time coping with that. Anyone that knows me knows I'm introverted, and anyone that has seen me at the tournaments will notice that I'm often wearing headphones, as that helps dull my social anxiety. Though the tennis press has always been kind to me, and I want to apologize especially to all the cool journalists who I may have hurt. I am not a natural public speaker and get huge waves of anxiety before I speak to the world's media. I get really nervous and find it stressful to always try to engage and give you the best answers I can. So here in Paris, I was already feeling vulnerable and anxious, so I thought it was better to exercise self-care and skip the press conferences. I announced it preemptively because I do feel the rules are quite outdated in parts, and I wanted to highlight that. I wrote that privately to the tournament, apologizing and saying that I would be more than happy to speak with them after the tournament, as the slams are intense. I'm going to take some time away from the court now, but when the time is right, I really want to work with the tour to discuss ways we can make things better for the players, press, and fans. Anyways, hope you all are doing well and feeling safe. Love you guys. Yada, yada. I know that was like really long, and I'm not about to like break it down piece by piece, but honestly, I feel like every part of it was tough. And I really felt bad. I mean, I personally disagree with having to explain yourself in that depth. I probably wouldn't have, but I ain't make $55 million last year, so I don't know it to anybody. But I really did hate the fact that she had to just really acknowledge her fucking depression and social anxiety to people. Right. I really hate the fact that she had to go in depth for people to accept her fucking decision not to do press.
You know what question I found myself asking myself several times last week? Are celebrities exempt from HIPAA laws? Because, like, even with coronavirus, all these niggas came out, oh, I have coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that's between you and your doctor. You know what I'm saying? So, going to her with her depression and her social anxiety, that's between you and your doctor. You shouldn't have to tell motherfuckers that. Even when it comes to these jobs and shit, like, what's the whole point of y'all having HIPAA protections if...
HIPAA is a little bit different, though, in this situation, because one, she's self-disclosing, and then, like, the only real... It's hard to, persecute HIPAA HIPAA violations because they gonna take your license. It's usually not a doctor that violates it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
that's what
It's
I say. I
like a
work in
technician.
healthcare. Yeah, it's usually file access and then doctor disclosure.
Right, but
Yeah,
she's self-disclosing under duress.
Yeah, okay. You can get it $50 million back then. They won't arrest you. Now, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what's going on.
Or you say get a $5 million back because the 50 didn't come from tennis.
No, I'm saying the 50 is coming from the sponsorships who wanted to explain. I'm not.
Oh, right, the Nikes.
The
and
$5 million she
endorse.
earned, suck a dick, nigga.
Yeah.
Like I beat you niggas, I earned this.
Right.
But the 50, that's endorsements. They kind of do. They are the ones who are gonna put her under duress and say, "Hey, just explain this a little bit more." Like give them that. I don't even. Hopefully it's true. I'm sure it's true. I'm not sure it's true, but I'm confident it's true.
So I used to think that you didn't have to. You don't have to explain. I think it's good that people explain in that depth because I realize that with the platform, there are people from all ages and how we just talked about walks of life who process differently. So when she gave that statement, it's people that's 18 who see that statement to beyond. Now for
68.
us, we live life. We in our 30s. We could have guessed and understood where she's coming from without her saying all that. But it's people behind her. Mind you, she's only 23.
Right.
So it's people but even younger than her who might be coming up at 14, 16, 18 dealing with the same thing. And when someone vocalizes it,
when to step the fuck back.
yeah, they like, oh, that's what it was. I have that too. That's the thing. Oh, we can talk about it this way or go about it this way. I don't have to just subject myself to the shit. I be thinking now as I get older, it's cool when people really do kind of just lay it out there for you to see it and then articulate it really well too.
Yeah, I just don't like that people feel the pressure to do it. If you want to do it, and I don't think she wanted to do that. You know,
You don't think she wanted to do that?
Maybe again, you're right. Maybe that's me projecting because I would hate to have to explain myself to people like that. And maybe she feel like the ends justify the means, and maybe if I were in that situation, I would feel the same. But
and I like when I gotta explain myself to people like that. Because now that you done poked and prodded me, now I'm going to give it to you raw and tell you exactly what it is since you care so much. I'm going to tell you what it really is. See, the introvert part of her, I feel like she has a sensitivity when it comes to coming up to on-the-spot answers and questions because, like she said, to give you the answer you guys all want. When you answer a question, it ain't about what the people want. Who's asking the question? It's about what is your truth and what do you want to say. Mm-hmm. So people be having social anxiety because they care about what the other people think or want. Mm-hmm. But when she gave that statement, that was her taking her time, putting together her words, and actually communicating, being her true self in that moment. So for me, being an introvert, I think she was comfortable in that statement, but she wouldn't be comfortable giving that same statement with a mic and a bunch of cameras in her face and then people asking follow-up questions. If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. And that may be true. Who knows? I wish we did. I hate that we know this much.
Well, you better tweet her, Nick. You on Twitter? Tweet her. You better drop her a DM.
Nah, I'm gonna leave her the fuck alone.
You gonna leave her alone?
Because I think that's the whole point. Like, she's trying to chill, and she just fucking withdrew. Shout out. I don't know if this is a good shout out, but shout out to her withdrawing. Me looking at it from a fan perspective. From her perspective, it may not be something worth shout outing, but I think that's a strong stance, and I think she made, in my, again from my fan perspective, I think she made the right decision. Suck a dick,
10
niggas.
toes down.
Yeah, suck a dick, man.
That's a person standing on principle for real. I think if she would have only made $1 million, she would have did that for real. That's just the type of person she seemed like she is. It really means that much to her, and if she was being her true, authentic self, I think if she only made $1 million, she would have did that.
Yeah.
Shit, I would have did that shit.
Yeah, man. That's the part that I love. Again, speaking from a fan perspective, like really just standing on integrity. Cause she probably could have just caved and been like, all right, I'll just do it. I'll just play and I'll just give you niggas interviews. And I'm sure, again, that duress probably wanted her to. You know what I mean? $50 million is a lot. $50 million! That's rush hour Chris Tucker yelling money. For real, man.
She's still gonna do her commercials and shit.
I definitely fucks with her because she's young and like her mind is made up about like certain things like this. Like really take, like you said, it's taking her stand, really standing 10 toes down. And I hope that this industry doesn't get to her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't tear her down. And that she just does what she loves, prosper from it, and live, you know what I'm saying? Thrive. Like, none of that extra shit. Like, but I'm all for whether making 55 million, 55,000, or 5,500 in a year. You know what I'm saying? If a place causes you your peace, man, get the fuck on.
You can hear that.
Get the fuck on.
I don't know if I can stand on that, man. Or I just never been in a truly terrible place. I've had jobs that I hated, but I never hated it enough to quit. Maybe I'm pussy.
Had you have some of my situations, would you have quit?
I don't know, Ace.
Wait, you said you never quit a job?
I never hated a job so much that I had to quit.
Oh.
I never quit. I've like been fired. Yeah, I quit one job. Gave him a 2-week notice. Only skipped out on the last day. Yeah, other than that, I've just been fired. Or worse. Let me play this Venus clip. So this is recent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is in, I don't know what the question was, but this is her response. And I thought,
how do you deal with the media?
Here you go.
For me personally, how I deal with it was that I know every single person asking me a question can't play as well as I can and never will. So no matter what you say or what you write, you'll never light a candle to me. So that's how I deal with it. But each person deals with it differently.
Yeah. Suck my dick. Suck my dick, nigga. Y'all niggas whack.
You can't even light a candle to me, you bitch.
Niggas who can't do critique, bitch.
Or as my friend said, you hoes could never.
So, you know, again, man, leave people alone. Like, and then I want to shoot the journalist some bail, and I always try to like think of it from the perspective of they just doing their job. It's kind of, they gotta ask the questions. But I wish they got better.
Asshole.
I wish it was different. I'm not gonna say better. I wish it was different. I wish they were more creative. I guess we know. So again, to young segue sign, Dame Lillard, right? He just did an interview, and they asked him. You know, he scored 55 points last night. This nigga hit 12 threes, broke the record for most playoff 3-pointers. His team went into double overtime in the playoffs versus the Nuggets. He doing everything he can to get them niggas, you know what I mean, in the game. They lose. Heartbreaker. Again, double OT. Heartbreaker, lose. They make some bad plays at the end of the game, the Blazers do, and lose the game. So this nigga got to do an interview almost immediately after. And he looked, again, just completely dejected, man. Like, he did not want to be there. And
already tired.
Yeah, the interviewer asked him, all right, man, great game, Dame. Great game. Oh, my gosh, that was crazy. How do you feel, man? He answered the question, well, we lost, so I don't, you know what I mean, whatever. I really, you know, don't want to be. I don't think he said that, but again, he just wasn't with the shits. And then the nigga just kept asking him, repeating it the same shit, like, all right, man, yeah, tough loss, I know, sorry about that, but you had a great game. So, you know, how do you feel when you have such a great game and your team still loses? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? Like, yo, that's the question that you ask. You got this man in front of you, and like after a record-breaking moment like that, that's the fucking question you ask. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, and is that what everybody wants to know? How he feels after, like?
Yes.
Do we actually need a quote? Because we know how he feels. Are we looking for him to say something wild and salacious? Like, and then it's like, are we trying to trick the nigga into saying something?
And that's where I was about to say. I always hated the post-game interviews because I feel like it's theater. You're asking these canned questions. They're media trained. They're supposed to say things that are positive and never say anything that's negative of their teammates or condescending of others. It's all just this theater to me. And then if you do get him to say something outside of the script, then you're going to criticize him for it. He's going to be the headline across the fucking internet or on the newspaper, whatever the fuck. So that's where I think it's all pointless.
Are they just baiting him? Like, is there any other word for it? Because even if I respect, again, it's their job, that I gotta, get quotes. That's the exact situation where you would bait a nigga with just simple ass. I know that you worked your entire life for this moment, and like you did everything. You become all stars, and like you almost got that MVP last year. And again, record breaking moment. I know you just worked super hard for this. So like, it's gotta hurt that you just took that hard loss. What do you got to say about it? What? Because that's what we all want to know, I guess. But what the fuck, bro?
Right. Because there's only two answers to that question. No, it doesn't hurt, and I'll be fine. I'm going to move on to the next game. Or, yes, it hurts, and I'm very disappointed, and I'm fucking upset, and I don't want to talk about it.
Man, it's just like, jeez, man. And then, so, young segue son again. Fucking NBA playoffs, man. On to something positive, or kind of positive. The most wonderful time of the year. NBA playoffs. First round just... continues to impress, dog. I mean, this ain't a sports podcast, but I fucking love the NBA.
Lakers go home.
I fucking love this shit, man. I fucking love this shit. But all the fucking fans, they've been wilding this year. A whole bunch of fans been doing shit.
It's like y'all in the house for 1 year and y'all get out and show y'all ass. Like,
we ain't got to go into wild detail about this, but Trae Young got spit on. Russell Westbrook had popcorn thrown at him. John Morant's family got harassed in the stands. They said some racist shit in Utah, which is par for the course for Utah. They seem to always do the racist shit. What else happened? A fan ran on the court. I thought that one was actually harmless and kind of funny. I want to say shout out to that guy, but he may not deserve it. But he ran on the court, tried to slap the backboard, touched the bottom of it. Nigga tackled him. He was fucking excited about it. I mentioned the water bottle, right? The water bottle they threw at Kyrie Irving.
Threw at Kyrie? Yeah, they said they need to let Kyrie go up there and handle that one.
The spitting, though, man. It's just, why would you spit on the man, dog?
In the middle of a fucking pandemic, dog.
Come on, bro. Like... Only thing I feel like I gotta say about this, and I hate to be that guy, but
say it.
It's always fucking white people, bruh. Like, yo,
I knew it.
Come on, dog. Like,
it too. Always fucking white people.
To circle back to the earlier point, maybe they just have a general like less conscientious approach to personal space and they just don't care. Like, they habitual line steppers when it comes to fucking personal space.
My nigga, no. They just know niggas won't do the same shit back to them. That's all that is. They know that Trae Young won't be caught spitting back at him, so they got a little extra boldness on their chest. You know what I'm saying?
And he said he's not going to press charges.
I would have pressed
What's those
shit
soccer fans called? Hooligans? Is that what they call? Like, yo, white fans are totally different types of fans. Like, them soccer, they be fighting.
Different, bro.
White fans are hooligans in all sports. The soccer ones are probably the worst because they. No, I was gonna say because they fight, but they all
feel
fight.
like them
Soccer,
hockey
bro.
niggas is
Hockey
lit
niggas too. We go to the Bills games. From Buffalo, we go to Bills games. You're gonna see 3-4 fights at that bitch, and it ain't gonna be black people. It's gonna be white people fighting white people. You watch the videos now from these baseball games and shit. White people be knocking each other the fuck out.
I remember it used to be a little string of weeks where niggas just used to get beat up because they had the away team jersey on.
Nigga.
I was like, yo, come on, dog. It's just a Philly jersey.
Bro, I was walking at the Bills tailgate. The little kid had a Tom Brady jersey on. And adults was giving this little nigga hell. And I was worried about his safety. I said, coach, this motherfucker like 10. He 10. They talking shit to the dad about how he ruined the whole kid's life and shit. It'll never be the same for him, and it'll never be right. Man. About to jump this little nigga. White fans different.
Yeah, man. Again, man, it's just I want to say as well, like, I expect it all to get rowdy when we all get back outside. That seems to be the fucking case, like with all the shootings that have also happened. Like, I don't know the details, but I know it was another mass shooting that happened within this past week. And then all these fucking fan incidents. Like, the NBA have shit that happened, but for all this to happen within the past week, it's like, come on, man. We all happy to be outside, but fucking control yourself, man.
Right.
Have some fucking cool.
Have some class.
Jesus. Like, it's just self-respect, yo. Why you gotta fucking spit on niggas, dog? Why you gotta throw popcorn on niggas? Knowing nobody would ever, maybe not nobody, but the nigga that did it definitely wouldn't fucking throw popcorn on Russell Westbrook if he saw him face to face. Like, if he was in the club, he definitely wouldn't do that to him. He wouldn't do that to him. Come on, bruh. So, we all just gotta do better, man.
Again, I think too, they do it on people who they feel like is defenseless in a sense. Like yeah, he wouldn't do it to him, his real life person, but he know that nigga can't do nothing on live TV back to him.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's weak.
Of course it is.
That's weak as fuck, man.
Of course.
I don't know. Y'all got anything else?
No, not about that. What's the next
We're
one?
going to skip over this next one until we get some more details. I really wanted to bring it up, though, because last week you was talking about hood niggas, and you specifically brought up DC Young Fly. You was like, yeah, but he's just a comedy nigga. And that nigga allegedly, that's what the Twitter streets is saying, nigga knocked the nigga out mid-fucking show and kept the show going. Nigga, I don't know why he did it, knocked the nigga out and kept with the funnies. All right, nigga. You thinking everything sweet. So, they said we just waiting on the video, and I'm sure it's going to come out. That's why I said just give it like a week.
Damn.
But that shit was hilarious, and I was just reading comments on it. So, let's see. Only honorable mention I got. Y'all can add anything. Coach K is retiring. That was actually announced today. Coach K, the head coach for Duke, I don't even know, probably for 20 plus years. Shit, 30 plus years. Gotta be 30. What year is it? 2021? That would have been 1991. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, about 30 years he been there. Nigga got inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2001.
Damn. Still coaching 20 years later.
Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. So, yeah, shout out to Coach K. My first favorite coach ever. First favorite team ever, probably. Or at least in college basketball.
Shout out.
All right. Anybody else got honorable mentions?
Damn.
I was about to say, do you have some Ask the Court?
I just got one Ask the Cast. We might have time for more, but I just really want to know one. We got an interesting one from Ariel in the Adirondacks. And I wasn't actually sure if Ariel was a male or a female, but we're just going to go with female. Ariel asks, is it possible for you to be pro-black and not date a black person? And I think that's an interesting question, especially on the Hotep rants that Ace was going on earlier. I'm actually kind of curious to know.
All right.
If a person decides to, marry a white person, blue eyes from fucking Sweden, blonde hair, down to her ass, never had it cut.
Hotep A says, "Oh hell no!"
But they still mad pro-black.
Now this is what I'm gonna say. We've been so mixed in with motherfuckers. Like, I'm sure some white people down in my family line, and I'm sure most white people gonna have some type of blackness somewhere in their shit. They've been raping us for a long time, bro.
Yeah, that's why I think they in our shit. I don't think we are as in their shit as we think.
But I'm gonna say this though. Irregardless of all of that,
Yeah. I'm 15%
love
white,
who
by the
you
way.
choose to love. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Love who you choose to love. However, motherfuckers gonna judge you for the shit. 1, 2, it is something to bring about the question, because how can you even allow yourself to love a person that's reflective of the people who have harmed you and your family line? You know what I mean? But at the same time, if that's the case, we done hurt each other too. So that means we wouldn't be loving nobody. You know what I mean? So love who you choose to love. And more importantly, make sure that you not just on no trophy shit with that person. You not holding them up as no trophy, and they not holding you up as no trophy, a token black nigga, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, a trophy wife or whatever the case may be. Like, that don't need to be your motivation for being with that person.
Heard you. Can you be pro-black and not date black?
They need to, yeah. But they
The
need
answer
to
is
be
yes?
an ally. Yeah. They need to definitely be an ally.
Okay.
So it has to fit those parameters, though.
Greasio?
I mean, of course, I'm gonna say yes.
You say yes?
Yeah, because that's always been the case in America. I know we like to focus on the negative side of it, but like people act like black people were running the Underground Railroad. No, it was white people. People act like black people just escaped slavery on their own and gave themselves their rights. Never in the history of the world has a minority escaped the oppression of the majority without help from members of that majority. So there have always been people who are white, marry white, live white, that are pro-black. Because being pro-black sometimes just means I'm for you having your rights. I'm for you expressing your culture. I'm for you living as you want to live. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it with you, but I'm for you equally having that access and right like I do.
Right.
So there's always been pro-black white people in America. People always debate, well, is that the majority of them and this and that, but it's always been a significant amount. People always forget, man, black people are only 13% of the population. I be telling motherfuckers that, man. It ain't 50-50 like niggas think. You surrounded by white people on all sides, but it's still white people in this country who can live somewhere, even in 2021, and never, ever see a black person. They only see them motherfuckers on the internet.
Are we still 13%? Do you know?
Yes.
You checked it recently?
Yes. I guess it might be up to 14 now. But them white people still 60 to 70% of this goddamn country. That's why I say like most of them don't got black in them, because they outnumber so much that you could take just 30% of white people and cancel out all black people, and 70% of the motherfuckers will never have to deal with a fucking black person. You could go 1 for 1 with just 30% of their population, and the other 70% they just fucking there. That shit is scary. That's what I'm like, man. This shit's scary when you think about it. I like living in Atlanta, bruh. I love living in Atlanta. This shit ain't real life.
Yeah, all right.
I was letting niggas know the facts, G.
So I think we all do agree, though, on the question. I would also say, while you can be, I would find it peculiar.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not for the reason that A said, though. Like, I think you can love that person. I think you can, like, put yourself in a position to love that person. Like, judge them on the, character of their
The concept
history.
of character.
You know, all that good shit. But, man, if you truly pro-black, and if you love black, I don't think I could, it would be tough, very, very difficult for me to not feel like I'm settling.
Yeah.
Because it would be very tough for me to not feel like I'm settling if I didn't end up with someone black. Only stretch I could give myself is Latina.
Why you say it like that?
I was thinking about it as I said it. But yeah, I mean
Felt the growl coming out the...
Wait, so what was the question? The question was like, as a black person, if I married someone that wasn't black, am I still pro-black?
Can you be pro-black and not, let's just say, marry black?
Oh.
Can you be pro-black and not marry black?
I think you still can be, but that I can see where that gets tricky.
Oh, man.
I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. That's why I say it's peculiar. And, you know, again, if you're truly pro-black and you truly love black, maybe you don't love it the most, I guess, then. Because I was going to say, like, nigga, I would feel like I'm settling. Like, yo, it's black women out here,
that's
dog.
from your perspective. So then as I had to think through that, it's like I know some people who, like, as black dudes grow up in environments where they're the only black person.
Yeah.
Or I know black dudes where they grow up in an environment where they're not the only black person, but in general they're shunned by black people or black culture. And for whatever reason, the white people are actually more accepting of that person as they are than the black people.
And so, in either of those cases, the person that was shunned by the black people or the person that never grew up around black people, do you expect them to be pro-black? I wouldn't. No, I mean, you know, I'm making judgments here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm generalizing, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
this is my nerd answer. I would hope that they are well versed in black culture to realize that there's a place for them in there somewhere. Black culture is very vast and diverse. People, you know, get caught up on like just certain aspects of it, but it's a very big umbrella.
it's also pretty judgmental, and it'll get you fuck out of here, or make you feel like they want you to fuck out of here.
A certain subsection of black culture, yes.
Okay. True that.
I think, like I said, the hood don't let
I
nobody.
wish niggas could see his face though.
I think I would want that black person who either was shunned or never been around black people to love themselves as a human. But I would expect that they don't love themselves for their blackness. You know, they just love themselves as a human person. You know, I would hope in best case scenario.
I give you
My
an
thing
example.
is this though, no matter which of those black scenarios that person finds themselves as, society themselves is going to constantly remind them that they are black. So
Again, my only question is this person going to be pro-black? Because it sounds like that's going to be another reason for them not to be. Like, this black skin is just getting me in trouble. For real. I'm different. My friends are different. Like, my friends treat me different. My friends ask me why I'm not like the black people, because I'm different. Fucking police treat me different, and I don't get the fuck why. I'm just like my white friend Billy. Besides the fact that I'm fucking black, you're like, yo, this shit fucking sucks.
Island, nigga.
I would hate for a person to feel like that, but I can understand. Like, I'm looking for some benefits, but if you ain't around other black people, it's
Bro, for real, son.
the negatives, at least in America, are just fucking glaring if you're not around black people as a black person.
factual. Yeah, I don't expect them. I'm like 99% sure that person wouldn't be like pro-black.
So again, if you're a regular, not even say a regular dude, just a nigga.
I say I give it a pass with other minorities though.
Okay.
A rare scenario though, because it's a little trendy. And actually, I worked with somebody who did this. White people who adopt black kids, and then they grow up in all white communities and go to all white schools. They might not be pro-black, but that's because they don't know what it even means to be pro-black. Now, in this day and age, you would think, you know, we got the internet and shit, so maybe they could find out on their own or get around that lack of it being in their environment. But one of my former bosses adopted a black kid, and my first concern for that kid was like, they're not gonna understand the black experience in the way that I understand it. You don't get to meet the different types of black people.
Oh, okay. Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
The interesting thing about this scenario is I'm imagining this white parent, these white parents, to be like mad liberal,
Republicans,
right?
No, Republican. No, they're not. But go ahead. Republican.
Okay, you fucked my whole shit up.
Yeah.
My entire premise was based on that.
No, not liberal. Crazy part. Talk to him. He seemed like a real cool, liberal-minded guy, but I identifies passionately as a Republican.
Okay, let me just get my imagination shit
Yeah,
off.
go
anyways.
ahead.
So mad liberal, and they gonna want this kid to have some type of black identity, even though and they're gonna recognize that they can't give it to him, so they're gonna encourage them to be around positive black people. And now this kid grows up to be pro-black. His mom, adoptive mom that he grew up with, let's just say saved his life, changed his life at the very least, is white. His dad white, and community is white. Grew up around black, is pro-black, is familiar with it. Can he be pro-black and date outside his race and not a minority? Talking about Scandinavian white bitches, Russian white bitches,
I mean,
London white bitches,
long as they
Dakota white bitches.
long as they pro-black, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only exception that I can see for you. Like, at my last job, it was this thick ass Scandinavian or whatever bitch. You know, she was bad, yo, like bad. And I would try to holler, you know what I'm saying? But not really. You know?
You wouldn't have wifed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wife. I would probably just, if anything, like occasionally flirt.
Wasted her time.
Oh, 2K20. Anyways, with that said, though, you know, like I said, it is choose who you love, but at the same time, I wouldn't dare like consider you pro-black if you with some redneck ass motherfucker or a person who is considerably against black people.
What if they just regular white and like really just indifferent about the whole thing? Because besides dating this dude, they really never had the experience.
They're not gonna
blackness.
understand your struggle. Like,
so is that person? Are you gonna, give them the little side eye? Because, and I'm just gonna throw in this disclaimer. We're all just talking. We don't know shit. Who are we to say what the fuck is pro-black and who deserves what? You know what I'm saying? We just talking shit. So
facts.
In this scenario, you know what I mean?
Would I give them the?
Yeah, this is just a regular white girl. Becky, she's never really been around black people. She fell in love with Andre though, and she loves him because he's a great dude, and he loved her because she's just a regular white bitch. I mean, a regular person, like, and he loves her. But yeah, she ain't pro-black. She ain't anti-black. She indifferent. She grew up in South Dakota.
I think that he would be indifferent then. I don't think he would be considered pro-black.
It's just a scenario.
I'm thinking too because I'm watching this play out on Godfather of Harlem, but the dude name is Teddy, and it's a white girl, and his mom just convinced him that she only wants him for his black dick. See, he didn't think about it like that. He thought like, oh, she really likes me for who I am as a person, and his mom was like, no, you're just a fetish and a fantasy that she's fulfilling. So now he's going through that process. I'm like, you just want me for my dick, or you like me for me? She really liked the nigga for his music, but he don't know that yet.
Okay.
If he couldn't make good music, she wouldn't fuck with him.
By the way, Godfather of Harlem.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker.
Shit fire.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
What's it on? Amazon Prime.
Whatever the fuck that is. Epix, EPIX.
Oh, that's some weird shit.
That's some weird shit.
Okay.
I'm doing a 7-day free trial through my Amazon video, so I'm trying to binge watch it and get it over with. But
they putting fire shit on weird shit. And the streaming wars right now?
I think Epix is like a subsidiary of Stars.
Oh.
It's cheaper. It's definitely cheaper. It's like $5 a month or some shit, $6 a month.
Are y'all familiar with Paramount Plus?
Nah.
So they coming out with movies and shit now. I just
Paramount Plus, like Disney Plus, but Paramount?
Hey, this is called
studio?
Paramount Plus. I'm familiar with Paramount Studios.
Okay.
But I seen a movie trailer with Mark Wahlberg. Looked like a fire movie. And it said it's only on Paramount Plus June 10th.
Damn.
The world is changing right in front of us, y'all boys.
Everybody trying to get their streaming shit. Bro.
Yo, the streaming wars is so fucking fascinating to watch, dog. Like, to really watch it all unfold in front of us in this way. And the way, like, especially with the pandemic happening, like, movies, they releasing movies straight to our fucking TV.
Right.
Nigga.
This was, like, impossible, like, 10, 15 years ago. Like, you had to go to the movies for the new releases.
Nigga. Brave new world we're living in.
Redbox had movies, like, probably 2 weeks after they released or something like that. But for the most part, you had to go to the movies to see the new shit. Or pay for it on pay-per-view.
I'm looking forward to going back to the movies, but after this pandemic, I don't know if I view it the same. Like you said, I don't view it as such a necessity. I'm like, nah, y'all could do this a different way. Y'all could have let me stay home for this.
I completely and utterly disagree.
I know you love the movie experience.
Love the theater, boy.
Yeah,
I can't wait
said
to
the
go
same
back
thing.
in there and get my popcorn and the slushie.
I mean, I do appreciate the surround sound though. Like the movie, that shit got a rumble and shaking that bitch. I do like the crowd though too. Like I only really like going to the movies to watch scary movies with crowds, because I like that when people get and shit. You catch a nigga like jumping shit, but you thought he was a tough nigga, but nigga, you scared.
I think I'm about to start being more selective with the movies I go see in theaters, because you can't go see everything in theaters. It really do be hit or miss with movies. Like sometimes shit just be regular.
For me, horror and action. Like I went to go see The Help, I think, in the movies. Well, I went to go see The Help and shit, but that's some type of shit I want to watch at home by myself. Like I don't want to. I walked in there. It's Buffalo. Everybody in there was white watching The Help. It just didn't feel right.
I can understand that.
Yeah,
I can absolutely.
They were all in red lounge chairs, so everybody just laid back, super comfortable. Just nah, y'all enjoying this too much.
Right.
Shout out to Atlanta, man.
The Black Mecca.
On that one, it's Young Segway Son, big homie Young Segway Son. We got any positives?
Did you say you had one, Green?
Nah, you know, I gotta start writing shit down, cause I be seeing a lot of shit too. I saw a lot of shit yesterday and Monday. I gotta start writing this shit down. I ain't got shit right now.
Actually, I had one I thought as well, but I can't find it. So
Yeah, I'm gonna come with a couple quick hits and some positives next time for real. I'm gonna start writing my shit down. I be thinking I'm gonna remember.
I'm really kind of disappointed in myself that I don't have any positives, because I swear I saw several things and I thought I'd be able to like find one.
At least.
Well, oh well. So it goes. Stay black, stay strong. Remember, they can't bring you down unless they below you. Loyalty before royalty. The real respond. Pimps up, hoes down. You know where the fuck you want to be.
All right. Gang. Peace.
Yep.
Damn. No toodles.
I guess I need my notepad more.
Toodles.
Too much information going around between work and then this girl life and her shit and all that stuff.
Nah, because the craziest part, even the way that I am, I always said I would never want to work from home 100%. I'm a hybrid nigga. Sometimes you just gotta be in front of a nigga to show him who you is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I told you, I be playing the corporate game. I'm like, nah, if a nigga couldn't see me or meet me and I couldn't talk to him in person, I don't think I'd be as far as I am.
What was I about to say? Okay, what we got today?
About to open up the show today.
So we really don't got much. 4 trace 2, 4 trace 2, 1 up. Why did he do that, bro? That'll make no sense. 4, 3, 4. I can't even do it. Like, that shit is a tongue twister. 4 trace 2. You ever read Pimp by Iceberg Slim?
Nah, I want to though. I heard about it on a podcast, bro. I'm like, yo, I gotta read this shit.
I gotta read it myself, but it sounds like a book you may have read.
No, bro. I'm not gonna analyze shit, man. I'm trying to be honest with you. Honest in a very nice and respectful.
I'm stealing that one, just so you know.
Yeah.
Negative feelings are okay. You gotta let them know up front. It's okay.
Okay.
You're not gonna agree with everything I say. Just say it like blankly. Damn, that's fucking genius.
It is.
Fucking genius.
I think I'm definitely about to tell that to the shorty that I'm talking to about it.
It's okay.
That's what they say, but even when I'm alone, I don't feel alone.
I'm with the realest nigga in the room.
You see that video of that lady saving her dog from the bear?
Hell yeah, nigga. Nigga, that shit was nuts. She ain't had no fear in her heart,
I
nigga.
like how they put
Wait
the
a
mystical
minute.
freestyle over it.
Pass the shit. Where is it?
What? Man, y'all internet ain't the same as my internet.
I would've been yelling, yo, y'all get from over there! I'm not gonna push no goddamn bear. That motherfucker big as hell. I wouldn't even have believed that I could have pushed him.
Well,
big ass
he
bear.
was struggling to get over the fence.
Nah, so like what it like to me was the bear, they were bouncing on the fence. When the video first started, you see 2 cubs run from under the bear and they go down the wall. Like they were walking on the wall. That's the only reason that bear
Bring it back
left.
one more time.
Yeah, that's the only reason that bear left, because her cubs ran off. If them fucking cubs didn't run off, That's a whole different story. Niggas so moving. I didn't even notice the raccoons in the beginning.
It's all types of things.
I really never saw the fucking Cubs, bro. It's like, how the fuck did I miss them?
Right.
Listen up, y'all, cause this is it. The beat that I'm banging is delicious. Did y'all know that Busta Rhymes was the voice for Reptar?
Nah.
Reptar and Rugrats?
Yes, nigga.
No.
Nah.
That's what Uber Facts told me, and I don't
Nah,
think
this
they
one
be
of the
lying.
things where you just running with some shit. You ain't
I'm telling you, dog. I follow this page. They just do random facts about shit, and they was doing Nickelodeon facts. They wouldn't lie. I seen it on the internet, so it must be true.
That part.
He voiced the Reptar wagon on Rugrats and in the Nickelodeon movie. So when you listen to whatever the wagon says, it's a whole rap that goes along with the Reptar wagon. And when you listen to it, you can tell that that's fucking Busta Rhymes.
Hold the phone.
I'm like, what?
Hold the
I think it
phone.
was not no regular Rugrats. And I think they said sporadically they used the recording from the movie, at times, I think during the show. That's what I thought they said. But it's a Reptar wagon scene in the movie.
Let me do my Googles.
I used to watch Rugrats like a motherfucker. Me and Shorty were just talking about Rugrats. I was like, what? Busta Rhymes win? Weird. What? But like you said, Reptar really didn't say much. Right, they talked more about Reptar than Reptar actually talked. Reptar, got about a Reptar.
God damn it, they lied to me. The internet fucking got me.
Got him.
Wow, what a lesson. The internet is not always true.
In 2020.
Who would have fucking thought?
Uber
I don't
Fact.
trust the internet for shit.
Count your fucking days.
I need 3 sources.
For real though. Nah, I ain't even gonna give them the pleasure of putting their name on my fucking broadcast. I got a whole 10 fucking viewers last week, nigga.